everyone, Mike the MC, bringing you the self-care video to go the extra mile. Right, I was not intending to do a full set of videos today, but now that I just kept going, I was like, all right, let's just do the full capacity that I know it can be, maybe beyond, who knows. But now that for this moment of the day, I'm like, all right, let's go for another video, let's create one. And so I was just talking with the people in the house, right, and we're just like, all right, let's I'm okay, you're all okay, all right, just do your thing. Cool, all right, I'll go back to my room now and make my videos. And the thing about that is, being a creator, content creator, I'm always wanting to make sure that people are okay, right? I always want to make sure that my videos are all right, they're understandable, right? I don't want to be over the top. I want to make ones that are, yeah, a little philosophical, maybe kind of very much ideas that promote thinking, that are very much problem solving, and that I always want people to grow smarter in some way, to think about how we can achieve our goals in a new light. But I always want to think about you as a person as well. What is it that makes you strong and unique? What is it that makes me strong and unique? And what is it that we have to hear from our leaders, from the people around us, that can make a difference? And I think that is the kind of content that really should make gold as far as what needs to be heard around the world. When we look at the problems of the world of today, right, kind of alluding to the last video of peace and what it means to obtain that peace, thinking about, okay, people have ideas of politics, religion, etc., different goals in mind, but there's those motives, right? The motives that people want in the back of their mind. But when you can really decipher what people want and you are able to just disengage that, right? And you recognize, okay, now I'm going to go the extra mile of what I'm going to do today. No one saw me awake at 4 in the morning doing my workout, but I'm up and about and I'm ready to take this day by the storm. I am ready to conquer it because I know that I can be a leader. I can go lead my army into battle. The army being myself and I, okay, but at least you are building yourself forward and you recognize that you have a responsibility, right, to read and prepare for your tests, to prepare for your work of the day, to prepare for the celebration of a religious celebration or mass you're giving, right? To prepare and to succeed, to go that extra mile, because you recognize that your role is crucial. My role is crucial. And how do we recognize a role that is crucial? Okay, the other day I was telling my church, okay, I want to take care of some things in my life right now. I want to take care of this, so I had to put a wall. But the thing is, I understand that there's a responsibility that I have to hand back to those who gave it to me, right? Are you willing to give up some responsibility in order to take care of another one that is personal to you, right? That is a very hard decision to make, but it shows and reflects back to you that you're able to go the extra mile with what has to be done, what you have to do and take care of in your life in the moment right now. And I think as far as the videos that going back to that, what I hope they achieve for you is that you're able to think about responsibility in a new way, a new awesome way, just to think, wow, I can take care of the people around me. I can do things that are not so much outside of my capacity, right? Maybe no one saw me being this CEO, this manager of a company, but I recognize now that I have abilities. I can go for that first job in my life, create a base, establish some finances, and then I can build up. I can build myself and level up because I know that if by doing that, that's going to help my life and others around me and bring more to the community because of the skills that I'm acquiring, and I can do more and be creative and think outside the box. But it takes bravery to go that extra mile. And I think when you are able to go that first step to lead the way, people follow you because you're being courageous, and courageous is attractive. That is what allows you to grow and move forward, right? It is what allows other people to come into your life in a good way, right? Maybe start a family, right? You're able to talk with the lady, the guy, right? The girlfriend, boyfriend, much more authentically. You're not afraid. You are courageous now. Courageous to go out and talk and have those conversations that are very important. And when you're able to do so and the other person wants to deflect that, or they're like, whatever, you recognize now that you're dealing with a very flaky person. And so you got to recognize, okay, if you want someone on your team, someone who wants to have those dialogues, that is a beautiful position to be in, a beautiful reflection. Are you able to talk to yourself in the mirror and accept, okay, I have people around me in my team that want to have these conversations with me. An open book. Let's talk about this. Let's get to the problem. What is it that's on your mind? Because I can reflect this from my work week this week that I learned about from another company, that this one boss has no one around him and he has no one to blame but himself, because he was so crucial about his pride, his ego. And he would not take criticism from anyone else on the team, and so he's let everybody go, and no one wants to enter his agency because why work for a supervisor that won't appreciate who those contributions he can bring to the company, right, as a supervisor would for the trainees. Why? So you want to find a supervisor, right, that is willing and supportive of you, but you as a supervisor have to recognize if you're going to go that extra mile, you have to recognize that you have to have those serious conversations, and that is what builds the authentic attraction, right? A feeling, some depth of feeling within you that you recognize that has to be heard. And when people recognize that and they value that, you're being validated in the moment, because now people recognize that you are a serious leader and you want to have these conversations because they are important and you recognize they are important. And we're going to get things done because we're now moving to the next level. We're now getting ready to tackle these things because we've had the conversation. By having done this, you're doing your homework. Now proceed and go the next mile, and you will succeed and conquer your opponent in a very productive manner. That is a wonderful thing to consider. All right, everyone, I hope this video finds you well today. Be strong and courageous, have authentic conversations to go the extra mile, and you will recognize that by doing that, practicing on who you are, you're going to go the next step because you're now fearless and not afraid to have a conversation with people that are very serious, these kind of things, these topics about religion and politics and other things that are of this manner. And you are now able to break through the ice and really make peace because you are now being a brave, authentic leader. I know you got this. I got this. We're going to work together, and I hope these videos are inspirational in some way and they make you recognize, hey, you got a power, so do I, so let's use it responsibly and effectively with those around us. Alright, everyone, hope this video finds you well today. Be strong and courageous, don't give up on yourself, you got this. Take care, have a good one.